All right, first of all, don't be hard on yourself. We're all human. It's literally how we're wired to be sucked into a routine. But the best part is we can use how we're wired to step out of that. Let me start this by saying I hate self-help YouTube. Do not go on a self-help binger after this video. It's not helping anybody. All right, anyway, so like a few years ago, I found myself waking up and jumping straight to my phone, scrolling on YouTube or TikTok for like an hour and then starting my day until I realized that's like an hour and a half's worth of time. Time is super precious. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stop doing that. Woke up the next day, jumped straight to my phone immediately. My brain's trying to help me. It's like, yeah, you wake up and you do this. I started getting up away from my phone and then just went immediately back to it. I felt like a fiend, bro. I was tweaking. I was like, yo, ain't no way I just jumped to my phone immediately. So I was like, okay, let me just scroll for 30 minutes to wean myself off like a freaking censorship. So I said, okay, I'm gonna at least check out my phone while I eat breakfast, but at the very least, I will get up. Now, this is good for some people, but it just wasn't good enough for me. The feeling of being attached to something felt a little weird, and it brought me back to something I learned in psychology, something called Pavlov. It's some old guy made an experiment. Whenever he would ring a bell, his dogs would get hungry, salivate, and then eat. He found that soon enough, all he had to do was ring a bell and his dogs would salivate and get hungry. That's just how brains work. And this is what helped me get out of it. And it's actually so much easier than you would think. Before I go to bed the next day, I was prepared for war. So you have to find out where that routine is starting, and you have to fight like hell. So I woke up, my routine was waking up in the morning and jumping straight into my phone so I wouldn't have to immediately start the day. So I wake up and make a conscious effort not to touch my phone. Like, this is where all of my brain power must be this morning. I cannot touch that phone. Whatever your routine is before you go to work. You know, work is a little scary. You don't want to go into work yet, so you look into, maybe that's where you start scrolling. Maybe it's before you go to sleep and you're like, oh, the morning's gonna be tough, so let me just start scrolling on my phone. You got to realize why you're doing it and combat it as soon as it comes up. And it's gonna be a battle, but on the bright side, it only took me literally like the first day, second day, and my brain just switched just like that. People think jumping out of something is super scary. Now, it depends on what it is or how addicted you are to this thing. But the human mind, the brain, is super powerful. If you want to do something else, you're going to just do it. It is you. Yourself is not going to fight you. You want to do what's best for you. So after that conscious effort for like those 2 days, the third day I got up, I was ready for a fight, and there was no fight. I just got up, got out of my bed, and went to eat breakfast. Another dangerous thing that may come up after all this is the excuses. They love to come pouring in. Oh, I can check out my phone for an hour today because I have an extra hour. Daylight saving time happened. So once you hear an excuse coming on, really talk to yourself, because there's a voice in the back of your mind screaming, you're lying. When you hear that little tiny voice, try your best to work on making that louder and louder. And again, once you win that battle, the next battle is going to be much easier. Once you say, you're lying, let me not make this excuse, and the next time that voice comes up, it's going to be louder and louder. You just have to make a conscious effort to fight it that one time. I'm not going to go on a run today. Once you get up and just say you're lying and go on that run, next time you're just going to get up and go on the run. This is why people say go to the gym. I am a firm believer in the gym really changing your mindset. Yeah, you get muscles, you work out, but having to commit yourself to torture for a few times a week, 3 times or more, let's say a week, and not making excuses for yourself eventually and just going to the gym and fighting, it really changes the makeup of your brain. Well, I should say your mind. I don't know if it does anything to your brain or not. Now, sliding back, right? Sliding back can be an issue. Months later, you might have another issue that is similar. Instead of going to work, you're going to school, and then you bring out your phone and then it happens again. And before you know it, that routine comes back, but you don't realize it until maybe a week or 2 in. So then you got to make that conscious effort again, and it's going to be much easier because you've already been through the battle before. Your brain is used to that fight. So then, just to make sure that I never ever touched my phone or was addicted to certain things again, like video games or so, I would try to understand what was drawing me to those things, and that was a source of anxiety. Whatever was a source of anxiety, I would find a way to alleviate that anxiety before I jumped into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to play Apex Legends a lot. I was supposed to be making music, but before I made a song or before I jumped into music, I was like, you know what, let me hop on a few games. Before I knew it, the day was over. I stopped playing video games so much. I was like, it's getting too much. Let me just start working out. Before I'd make music, I would go to the gym. I would play basketball for like hours and hours. And I was like, no, it's cool. It's okay. I'm getting a workout in, so it's no big deal. I mean, I'm exercising. I would come home and make like 30 minutes worth of music and say, hey, at least I got something done. I exercised. But I didn't realize at the time that I was just avoiding my source of anxiety, which was making music. So it's not just your phone that you're addicted to scrolling. You might be avoiding something, and the easiest way to do that is your phone. So even if you kick the phone addiction, you might jump into something else that stops you from what you need to be doing, and that is the biggest problem, right? Funny enough, it's an amazing opportunity for you being addicted to scrolling, if you are addicted to scrolling or addicted to anything, because you have a chance to battle it. You have a chance to make your mind stronger, because this will undoubtedly make your mind stronger. Next thing like this that happens that's similar, you're gonna get over it quicker and faster. You're just gonna become stronger for it. So congratulations, you have a problem that you can face and deal with. But all good things come with time. This doesn't mean you have to never scroll on your phone again. But trust me, once you're not addicted to scrolling, which will happen quickly, it'll be fine to look at your phone again. You're not just gonna like relapse. But slow down though. It is a whole nother battle in itself, right? Once you finish being addicted to immediately scrolling, getting off of your phone is a whole nother battle. Once you're like already in it, once you're already onto the scrolling happiness, it's harder to get off. Some things you gotta avoid, and don't test yourself until you're ready. I personally just do not play video games during the weekdays, just in case. So once you figure out that thing that gives you anxiety, you need to start diving into it. Again, you need to start just consciously making a conscious effort that you are just going to start before your brain has a chance to complain or cry or whine. You just jump into it, and it might be hard initially, or you might not successfully do it the first few times, but once you do it, the second time, third time, you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna be fine. Trust me. Well, you don't know me, so maybe don't trust me, but try it.